The Patreon request this week, as requested by DreadPirate44, aka Lucas Ledet, was the 2008 film Death Race, which, as the name implies, is about death races. We've got a guy, he was working at a steel mill. He got laid off, his wife got killed, he got framed for her murder, and he needs to race in death races to basically, get out of prison. And once he wins a single race, he'll get out of prison, which ends up being like 3 races. I digress. It's all very corrupt. There's like some world building of like corporations owning private prisons and stuff now. And the person that owns the prison is kind of a dick, and that's about it.
Is there any other announcement I have? Oh yeah, my fun fact for Death Race.
Did somebody die in the making of this movie?
Unfortunately not. Where did I have that one written down? Oh, here we go. A fun fact about Death Race. 4 tons of blank ammunition was used in the making of this film.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of blank ammunition.
That's an insane amount of... Especially since you probably figure blank ammunition doesn't weigh as much as regular ammunition.
Yeah.
Anyway, shockingly, I kinda liked this movie.
I was gonna say, let's get it out of the way first. We all expected this movie to be total fucking dog shit, and some of us may have thought that, but this was far more entertaining than I expected it to be. It wasn't nearly as schlocky as I expected it to be, I think the big thing. It was definitely more along the lines of being just kind of generic over being, aggressively bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It does have all of the traits of, like, stupid fucking car action movies, though. Like, absurdly shaky cameras, hot women, and fucking super stoic main characters. They're supposed to look really badass. It's got all the fucking generic shit.
I'm glad I picked up on that.
The shaky camera and shit, like, especially at the very beginning of the film, is unbearable. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with it. It was making me nauseous looking at it.
I never get that. Like, I get they're going for a theme. I'm glad, like, actually, that's one thing I picked up, because I hardly ever pick up what you guys talk about during the... That was, like, one thing I was really about. It's like, man... It's gonna have the shaky camera because it's an action-y car movie, and you're gonna have the one guy who's a badass, which is cool, I guess, but, like, come on, like, let's be real here, that kind of stuff. I honestly, I expected this movie to be shit, and I actually ended up being pretty thoroughly entertained by it. It was pretty gruesome. I can also appreciate a movie that, yes, there's, like, extreme deaths and all that kind of stuff that happens, but, like, maybe, like, not necessarily explicitly going into these deaths, except for, I think the worst, most offensive one probably would have been, like, that Reaper guy. He said something like, oh, you can't kill me, and then gets splattered on the side of somebody's car. I don't really think any of the other deaths were really all that graphic, depending on... But... I liked. I don't want to get into the details and skip something, so I'm just gonna go straight to the ending, where I like how they just escape, and like it's almost cliche though, I will admit, where it's like, of course, this prison that nobody's escaped from, and it just takes this one guy and some random plan for them to pull it off. But I liked the ending where he gets his daughter. It was really touching, and then just a random gift box like, oh, your webcast did really nice, and then I was like, I bet there's a bomb in there, and it might just be the bomb from the car. And I like the one-liner at the end is like, nobody fucks with my car, and like blows him up. I thought that was slightly generic, but I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, let's get the big thing out of the way, the elephant out of the room, as they say. Why is this prison warden a woman? Anyways, why are they killing the contestants so aggressively? Like, I understand them killing each other, that's like in the spirit of the game. They always, like, at the start of the movie, like the first half of it, they're alluding to the corporation behind the prison building something in secret, which turns out to be like some War Machine semi-truck. What's the point of that? It just completely takes out all of the fun and the tension of the race, throws away all the agency of the drivers, and just puts some, okay, we're gonna kill half the fucking players. It feels like it's just because the writers didn't know what the fuck to do with, like, the massive cast of racers. They're like, okay, we gotta kill off all these fuckers. Don's wagging his finger at me. Please explain how I'm a dumbass and wrong.
No, I wasn't going to. I actually wanted to add to that. Yeah, like, I thought it was really strange, because, like, obviously, like, in the context of the movie, they're like, this'll boost our ratings. People want to see people dying and death and stuff. But then at the same time, when the two guys managed to destroy the Juggernaut, she's, like, upset that it happened. Like, I guess she wants to kill the main character. But, like, also at the same time, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, wait, if you're, like, I don't even know if I could say if your economy works off of this. But basically, she's making money off this webcast. Why is she trying to kill so many people if she says the only person she can actually replace is Frankenstein? But like I get you could just throw random prisoners into this death race, but then she's upset that the Juggernaut gets destroyed. So then I'm like, what are you really going for here, you know? Because then it's just like, you gotta choose one of the two, and they didn't really choose.
It's not like you can even just like every other fucking racer or every other person in this prison can be a racer. Driving at like a high level is a fucking skill.
Yeah.
And just killing off all of these skilled drivers to boost ratings just seems like you're just shooting yourself in the foot for a short-term game. Very stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Dylan, it sounds like you are agreeing with Jackson. So why were you wagging your finger at the guy like you're about to dunk on him? And an epic facts don't care about your feelings as man.
You were wagging it.
I was like this, doing circles.
That's not all what you were doing.
You were definitely not doing that. It was
from the side. Don't worry about that part. Never mind. It's an unimportant detail. Move on.
It's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I thought, so I have written down, I think the action is solid when coherent, and that's a big, asterisk on that point, because, I agree, the cinematography for the races is too chaotic to be enjoyable. I enjoy
also, how video gamey they make it feel at the very least, though.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy the over-the-topness. I think, Jason Statham's character is he's bland and basic to the point that it doesn't make sense. Like, why does he just seem kind of chill with everything that's happened to him?
I mean, what's he gonna do about it?
He's like just aggressively stoic. I think it's just from like all car movies have to have like some really cool stoic main character. I don't know why it's a trope. They do it in fucking Fast and Furious as well. It's just it's just a thing. I guess they feel like they know their audience and they think car guys like this type of person. No, it just makes him a pretty bland character. Another thing with my character too is the whole setup of him being sent to this prison in the first place. It feels like it's gonna be a much bigger part of the plot, but no. He's the guy that killed his wife is also just in the prison for some reason. I don't know if we even really get that much of an explanation why. And he just fucking kills him. He beats the shit out of him, and then he kills him in a race, and it's very anticlimactic. It's, like, not really that big of an issue at all.
I know the reason.
Okay, yeah, go.
The reason is because she, like, the warden lady knew he was, like, he used to be, like, a really good death racer, but he kind of got out of that industry, just wanted to, raise a family and be with his wife and all that shit. But he knew, or like she knew she wasn't going to be able to do it, and since we're in such like an economically downturned dystopian society that is known as America and the crime rates are up, she's just like, oh, you know what? I'll have his wife killed so he has nothing to go back to. Send him to prison.
Did I miss that when he was?
Yeah.
Did I miss that part? Was that like in the scene where she had the fucking gun under the desk at him?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like accusing her of being the reason that his wife is dead and like sending that guy to kill her, and he's like. He found out it was that one guy because in that scene he did that thing and it triggered like the memory before he got hit by like that SUV truck guy. So he knew the guy killed his wife, but then he was like, well, he probably didn't just do it on his own because obviously he was in prison. So he's like, the warden probably sent him. So.
Anyways, the fucking ending part where the prison attaches a bomb to the bottom of his car in the most obvious way ever, and then the mechanics just immediately take the bomb off. Dumb as shit. Are you telling me they really couldn't think of anything fucking else to do? They have like full control of like the electronic systems of these cars. They couldn't have just put something a little bit more clever in. Pretty stupid.
Well,
them killing the fucking warden by sending her a bomb. What the fuck? This is a prison. How the fuck did they not check that before they gave it to the head honcho? That's stupid.
Where'd they get the wrapping paper even?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can buy that in the fucking prison store with like 10 cigarettes or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stupid shit in this fucking movie. It's
maybe dogs don't exist in this world anymore.
What?
They all got eaten, so they can't. They don't have bomb-sniffing dogs.
I don't think you need bomb-sniffing dogs to be able to open up a gift box that plainly has a time bomb on the first thing.
Was it timed or did the guy activate it?
It was a remote, but you know.
Was he guessing on that then? He's just like, she probably has it. It's funny. I like, I don't know, to say another positive, I do like that, Statham and the guy that, like, not supposedly, but does, like, fucking hate him, he actually, they sort of subvert expectations a little bit, and he goes up to it, he, does work out, hey, this fighting between us is fucking stupid. Let's just work together and escape. And then they do that. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Like, look, I'm not even the guy you hate, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like, especially at, like, the cafeteria scene, it did kind of feel like an actual, like, depiction of prison, too. It definitely felt a little realistic.
Because it's racially segregated? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's literally how it works. There's straight up just fucking race gangs in prison. That's just actually how it fucking works.
True.
If you're white, you go hang out with the white people or you die.
Yeah, even if they're skinheads or pedophiles or whatever, you gotta stick with your own kind, as they say.
Especially if they're skinheads and pedophiles.
If you're a pedophile, you're just gonna get fucking deaded.
They'll usually, like, put, like, some special security around the pedophiles because they know they'll get targeted.
Who cares? Let them die?
Based?
True. I will give this movie some credit, too. It's a car movie. It has some cool cars in it. And a lot of the terminology and stuff they're saying actually made sense. But I'll also immediately knock that point down because they give the specs of these cars, and they also have all these stupid fucking, like, this is a movie bullshit scenes. Like, where they're on the fucking bridge. You're telling me this 800 horsepower,
oh, yeah.
Screaming fucking V8 supercharged Mustang is getting caught up to by these generic police cars? They should be ripping it down that fucking bridge at 180 miles an hour. Doesn't make any sense. And that also is the exact same complaint during the races as well. Like, they don't get the specs into these other cars too, but, like, everyone just, like, being neck and neck all the time. Like, especially when the main character kills the guy that killed his wife and then just catches up to the pack really quickly. How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're able to do that, you should be, like, a lap ahead of them. The actual, like, racing itself is very low stakes and stupid because they don't even fucking try to, like, ride it well at all.
Low stakes? They could die, Jackson.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't care about these characters.
Yeah, all the characters that died didn't matter at all, except for this wife killer, I guess.
Jackson, would you participate in a death race?
No! What?
I was just curious. That was a question I thought of.
I think it'd be cool to drive one of those cars. I don't want to fucking die, though.
I didn't say
as
you
long
had
as
to
you're
die,
a good driver, you won't die.
Well, that being a good driver has nothing to do with it, dude. You got so much shit going on. You just get shot or something.
Yeah, I'll just get fucking brained because I took a corner before somebody else and they lit me up.
Dude, I don't know how much longer we're gonna do this review. So many characters, and by so many I mean like 2 or 3. So many characters in this movie have plot armor. Like, at the end, when it was like the last black guy that joined that other guy, Joe, or I guess was his name. And, like, the other guy got shot, and I'm assuming got shot through the back of the truck. And then he pats himself down, he's like, did I get shot? I'm like, how does that guy get shot and, like, nothing happens to you? And I was kind of like,
I mean, that was just a bit. Like, their whole thing was like, oh, all of this guy's navigators die, so...
Usually by his own hands, but you know.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty silly. Also, on the topic of navigators... What's really their point, exactly? It seems like they're just, like, keep reusing the same courses.
What do you mean sex appeal? The black guy only had dudes.
Well, that's because he was gay or something. They mention all this in the movie. The navigators are literally just there to be, like, sexy and I guess occasionally point out shortcuts.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't
why
catch that
every
part.
driver's navigator doesn't point out the shortcut, I don't know.
Because they're bad, I guess. Yeah, no, in, like, rally racing, which is what, you know... The whole fucking point of that is navigators are supposed to have, like, a pretty good idea of what the course is, and they're supposed to give, like, all right, we got a hard right coming up in, like, whatever feet, that type of thing as their driver's going, so they can fully focus on driving and just, like, reacting to stimulus, so they can just, like, haul ass rather than, you know, actually having to, like, memorize everything.
Yeah.
And they attempted to do something like that in this movie, but it's stupid and was very underdeveloped, and it kind of just seemed like they're looking for an excuse to have some hot chick in the car with them at the whole time.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with that?
I was gonna say, that is another thing, is I think the navigators also activated, like, the offensive and defensive on the cars.
Yeah, they're clicking the fucking buttons, but, like, is that really that hard to go down and click a fucking button? It's not. I've changed my music while ripping the back roads of my Supra before. I can do it.
Okay, are we ready to rank this bad boy?
Yeah, are we ready to rip some ranks here? Jackson, what are you giving it?
I put literally zero thought into that. Give me a fucking second to look at my tier list. I have no idea.
So I'll go ahead. Yeah, I think this movie is just, like, kind of a lot of missed potential. It's not actively bad, but it just has a couple things holding it back from being, like, sort of an enjoyable popcorn flick. So I'm gonna give it a C+.
Dude, C+ isn't bad at all. I think,
I'm giving it a flat C, personally.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's not as good as these other C+ movies I've got. I think I'm gonna give it a C as well. What are you giving it, Dylan?
Give me a second.
Yeah?
What did you have written down?
S-.
I don't want to... Give me a second, guys.
Come on, Dylan.
I really like this movie, guys. The girls were hot.
It's not even that. Hold on.
They were hot though.
Let me look at Let me look at these. It's better than these, I think.
Just say what you had written down, dude.
I gave it an A.
Yeah, just do it.
Okay. Ridiculous, quite frankly, but
listen,
I don't base my ranks off of you guys. Anyways, with Dylan rating it as an A and us in the C range, that puts it at a B- overall.
I just feel like
Fair
I
enough.
miss things, guys. I don't know. You guys
I mean,
always...
it's fine, dude. If you looked at the movie and you enjoyed it, and you look at your A tier rankings, you say this is the same tier of movie as the rest of these, then that's fucking fine. That's the whole point of this. Is to be
and you
subjective
look
about
at it compared to something like 1979's Alien, and you think, yeah, that deserves to be like 4 rows down from this, and all the power
This
to
is
you.
exactly what I'm talking. You guys make the snide post comments after I make my ranking. It's like, oh, it's fine you rank the movies like, and then you just continue to bash on me and like why
Dude,
my
let's
ratings
not
are
get
ridiculous.
let's not get it twisted here. I'm the one supporting you, and then it's these guys ripping off of me.
You're right,
That's not
Jackson.
me being with them.
You're right, Jackson. You're a good guy.
Yeah,
These
it's
other
not
two
you
are
this time,
assholes.
Jackson, but all the other times.
Dude, let's not throw me under the bus here, Nico. Come on, let's not get crazy with it.